Welcome back for another video. It's been a few weeks since we've done one of these. The Gameweek tips are back for Gameweek 20. In this video we'll cover all the key information you need to ensure you arrive at better decisions. Goalscorer probabilities, clean sheet odds, transfer trends, captaincy poll and more. Right before we get into the video, if you want to up your FPL game this season, I strongly recommend Fantasy Football Scout membership. I've been a member for almost 6 years. The tools I use every game week are the fixture ticker, the data tables and the player comparison. That said, there's tons of tools, so give it a try using the link below and see what you find useful. It also supports the channel. Thanks to Scout for supporting the channel, and click the link below to try it now. So we'll start off with the anytime goalscorer probabilities, and what I've done here is I've combined the double game week fixtures, so the players listed here have their chance of scoring in either double game week fixture. The odds always assume that the player starts, so some individual judgment required on whether you think the player starts or not. For example, with Alvarez you'd be surprised if he starts both. Haaland is top, given an 80% chance for scoring any time. His effective ownership will be pushing 200% plus with lots of triple captainships active. We talked a bit about the triple captainship in the team selection video. There are pros and cons to using it now. We'll talk more about that later in the video. 21 goals, 3 assists and 16 appearances. He is the obvious pick for captaincy, but there are a few alternatives. At the end of the video we'll also look at how you're all leaning for captaincy with the captain poll results. Kane's second on the goal scorer odds with 55%. If it wasn't for Haaland's ridiculous season, we'd all be talking about how incredible he's been and essential to own. 15 goals and 4 assists, and a double game week consisting of Arsenal first and then Man City. It should be noted that he's on 4 yellow cards, so there is an element of risk in picking Kane or even captaining him. If he does get booked in the North London derby, which tends to be a heated fixture, then he does miss the second game and he has a single game week instead. Martial was absent from the Man United squad that played in the League Cup midweek. Ten Hag said it was just a rest for him and Varane, who was also absent. He's been given a 51% chance of scoring any time. Rashford's in a rich vein of form. He was involved in the League Cup as well, off the bench, and he scored twice in 30 minutes. He needs to be a priority transfer if you don't own him. The Man City midfielders are a real headache. Mahrez perhaps the best of the bunch after De Bruyne, given his recent form. He's been delivering in both the league and the cup since the restart. Nonetheless, Pep is impossible to predict with his selections. In a way, double game week is insurance for at least one star, which ordinarily you don't get from the likes of Mahrez in a regular game week. Onto the clean sheet odds, and we've combined the double game week fixtures here as well for the odds of keeping at least one clean sheet. City are top with a 60% chance. With Cancelo's drop off in starts, he now looks like a sell unfortunately. The Man City defenders are difficult though, as none of them are nailed, but perhaps the best pick is Stones. However, if you have a route to Edison, then he's the nailed pick that you know starts both games. Man City have a double game week 23 on the horizon too, so a triple up of Man City assets is worth it now. Chelsea have been given a 43% chance according to the bookies. Looks quite generous on paper considering their form, but a response at Stamford Bridge wouldn't be surprising. Man United have a 40% chance of one clean sheet for their double game week. Shaw is the standout option, which is obvious. Dalot's only just back from injury, and he was withdrawn in the cup in the first half as a precaution, so I'd swerve him. Martinez and Varane are options too if you're tight on money, but I'd swerve Wan-Bissaka, as Malacia can play in right back. Man United could also have a double game week 22, which looks to have been provisionally arranged. If Man United and Leeds don't require an FA Cup replay in the next round, or in other words, if they don't draw their FA Cup game just before game week 22, then they should have a double game week 22. Crystal Palace have a 34% chance of one clean sheet in their double. No names leap out, they're all low ceiling. Anderson perhaps the best defender, Guaita in goal. Tottenham's clean sheet odds are very low, just 28% of one or more clean sheets. Doherty started every game since the restart and he put up a 15-pointer last game week after scoring and a clean sheet. For only 4.6 mil, he could have been under the radar pick. Last season he went for a purple patch of explosive form before getting injured long term. Spurs also have Fulham in Game Week 21, which is a nice fixture to start him in too. He's not completely nailed, but Spurs fans will argue that he's way better than Emerson. He'll likely come off early, probably after 60 minutes though, which could equate to a bank clean sheet if nothing else. Perisic is the more expensive option, 0.9 mil more. He has more assist threat and he does take some set pieces, while Doherty has the goal scoring threat. Rock bottom in this game week is Fulham, given a 14.5% chance of a clean sheet away to Newcastle, followed by Bournemouth with a 15.5% chance away to Brentford. Onto the double game week 20 points projections from FPL Review, and Haaland's top with 12.5 projected points. He's registered 16.6 expected goal involvement this season, which is top in the league. No one has taken more than his 60 shots inside the box, and he has an expected goal involvement every 78.5 minutes. His numbers have slowed down a little recently. Could that be an opportunity to bet on Rashford or Kane instead? De Bruyne is second with 9.7 projected points. He was absent from the top goal scorer odds, but he can chip in with points from assists just as easily, and Salah to De Bruyne is a very reasonable move this week. Zaha's been somewhat overlooked, 7.9 points projected, but it is a difficult double game week for Palace against Chelsea and Man United. He's the type of player that can find a return out of nowhere though. Rashford's actually projected the same points interestingly. Ederson, the only defensive asset from Man City to make the top projections, which is a consequence of the uncertainty of minutes that the defenders carry. Nonetheless, we have seen players like Stones haul in a double game week before. A few seasons back he put up a 27 pointer in a double game week. If you went Martial to Mitrovic for double game week 19, you might be tempted to reverse that transfer this week considering Fulham's tough game and Man United's double. Regarding the triple captain chip, Haaland is expected to be nailed in both games and they're spread out quite nicely Saturday and Thursday. City cannot afford to drop points, trailing Arsenal by 5 points currently, so Haaland is worth some consideration. That said, there will be other likely double game weeks for City with better fixture pairings, with teams like Bournemouth, Fulham, West Ham and Brighton all potential opponents in the future double game week. What is uncertain though is his minutes in those game weeks. The information we have now we don't have for that far in the future, so it is a risk-reward scenario. It's also worth pointing out that a wildcard into the double game week might be the optimal strategy. Plus, if you still got your bench boost, that will likely occupy another double game week, so the opportunities to triple captain are perhaps more limited than they seem. Go with your gut on this one. No one can confidently argue either side of the coin. Flip a coin if you can't decide. In FPL, sometimes you make good decisions that have bad outcomes. It's important not to be frustrated with the outcome too much. As long as the decision making process is sound, you'll be okay long term. If this video has been useful so far, please drop it a like and subscribe for weekly FPL videos. Onto the top transfers, and Rashford's the most bought player with 370,000 transfers in. We talked earlier about how he's a priority transfer given his form, returning in every game he's played since the restart. I've been weighing up whether to get Kane or not. It's not a great double and there is the yellow card risk, however I'm thinking longer term, which is that I cannot keep going without Kane with the consistency he's showing, so I may as well make the jump now in a double game week rather than later. He could easily put a couple past Fulham in Gameweek 21 as well, who are worse in the league for expected goals conceded. He is the third most popular transfer in this week with over 300,000 transfers in. Mitrovic is the second most transferred in forward, which is surprising. He's a hard avoid this week with a tough fixture, and alternatives like Martial have a double. If you're looking for ways to free up funds for Kane, then Darwin to Martial is an option. Well, likewise, Ødegaard's a nice transfer in from Saka, which is a transfer I'm considering. Martinelli also an option. Stones frees up a lot of money as well as a Cancelo replacement, as does Shaw. De Bruyne's been transferred in by around 150k managers so far. Again, looking longer term, he has a double game week 23, so unless Liverpool get their double game week 21 announced before the deadline, he's a good hold for the next 5 game weeks. Looking at the most sold players next, and it's Trossard who's top, and he's out of favour under De Zerbi at the moment. A surprising one as he's a quality player and Brighton's top scorer at the moment. We have seen 4.5 mil Ferguson come in for Brighton up top and do well. If it wasn't for these double game weeks, we'd be talking about him a lot more, as a 4.5 mil forward starting games and returning recently. Salah and Cancelo among the most sold, which is logical based on the transfers we've been discussing, as is Darwin, who's the make way for Kane in many teams. We saw Mitrovic among the most bought, but he's also among the most sold. Van Dijk's expected to be out for a few weeks, so he's a sell, though he's not had a great season, so perhaps a shake-up in the Liverpool defence is what they need. Looking longer term, it'll be interesting to see if Liverpool can get back to their best this season and how Gakpo does coming at 8 mil in midfield. We'll finish the video up with the captain poll results as always. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on Discord. If you'd like to join, we've got over 11,000 members now and the link's in the description. Haaland's comfortably top with 87.8% of your vote. It wouldn't be surprising if he's over 200% effective ownership this game week due to the triple captainships active. Meaning even if he's your captain, you'll lose rank for every point he gets. That shouldn't be incentive to pull the trigger on triple captaincy though. It's all about points, not effective ownership. And if you think there's a better double gaming opportunity later down the line, then you save it for then. Rashford gets 7.8% of the vote. He too could be over 100% effective ownership, so just owning him means you'll lose rank for every point he gets, unless he's your captain as well. The double Gameweek insanity has really begun now. Kane gets 1.9%, De Bruyne gets 1.5% and 1% for other. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. If you're interested in becoming an fplfocal member, it's very cheap, it supports the channel and you get a badge by your name in the comments and in streams, plus you also get early access to my videos. Click the join button below the video or links in the description. The next upload will be the experts, which is a big one. See you soon for the next one.